Right. So I had a student that mentioned a workout spreadsheet that they were working on. So I figured I'd do a little Excel video about some of the things you can do for, if you're making a workout spreadsheet. So let me go ahead and do a screen share. All right. So over here you can see I have Excel open. Um, and we'll go over a couple of things. Just some kind of basic stuff. So up here, I'll do some headers. Let's see. We'll start with a date. So like the date of the workout, and let's see. We'll do type. If I can type tonight, type of workout. Let's see, and then since this is kind of longer and I don't want to do wrap text, I'm just gonna go between the A and B, or I'm sorry, B and C column till I get the little line there with the arrow on either side, and I'll double click that. So it kind of moves the column over for me and kind of spaces everything out real nice. Let's see, and then maybe repetitions. So you know how many times you bench press something. So I want this to kind of look different than the rest of it. So I'm going to highlight all three of these, and then I'll go over here to the different styles. And I like to do this header number one. So that messes up some of my spacing here because now the words are larger, but the columns, the cells are still the same size. So I'm going to go up here to where, like between the two columns where you have the line and then the arrow, I'll double click on there. And same thing over here between C and D, I'll double click on there. Alrighty, so we have all that stuff. Let's see, I'm going to move this date over a little bit here so that this column's a little wider. So for the dates, Excel's pretty intuitive. So like if you said 1-1-2021, so New Year's Day, you decided to start working out. Once you type that out, you can click anywhere else and it formats it into a date format for you. So 1/1/2021. And I don't want to go through and type out every date. So I'm just going to go in the lower right-hand corner of that cell. So my cursor turns into like a little crosshair or like a little cross, basically. And I'm going to go ahead and drag that down. So I have a bunch of different dates in there. Now, type of workout. The student said that they categorized everything into these three types of workouts, like push exercises, pull exercises, and legs. So I don't want to type this out every time I need to type in that workout. So I'm going to do a little drop down here. So I'm going to go to this cell because this will be the first cell of my drop down. Let's see. I want to go over to data. So we'll go over to data, and then over here in data validation, there's a little drop down arrow here. And let's see, data validation. All right, so then this little data validation window pops up. So any value. So if you want to have a drop down where you can pick from a list, I'm just going to pick list. And then over here, it wants to know your source. So since I have everything typed out over here on this separate tab over here called types of workouts, and then I messed up and put the date after it. So it says type of workouts 1-2-2021. So I'm going over there, I'm telling it I want to have my drop down be from this sheet here. And I'm going to click on the first cell, hold down shift, click on all the cell or the last cell so it highlights all the cells that I want, and then I'm going to click OK. And then you can see there's a drop down over here now. So if I do that, I can choose any of these. And then for the second cell, I don't want to have to go through and do all that over again to add it here. So if you just go into the lower right hand corner until the arrow or the cursor turns into like a little crosshair or like a little cross, hold down on the left button of the mouse and then just pull that down and it pulls the drop down all the way down with it. So now any of these, like on this day, if I did leg day, and then on the 13th, I did push exercises, and then over here I did pull exercises. So now you can kind of choose all those. Also, if you want, let's say all these days I did pull exercises, all these days I did push exercises, and then the last of the days I did legs exercises. So now you have all that there. So let's say doing it by the week or by the day is too granular. Let's say you're looking at more long term, like you're going to be working out every day. So you don't want to have like this massive spreadsheet with like every day on it. So you just want everything done by the week. So you could just type in week 1. And then I don't want to type out week 2 and week 3 and all that stuff. So I'll just kind of grab the lower right-hand corner, hold down on the left button on my mouse, and then drag that down. And then it fills everything in for me. So let's say you fill out the repetitions. I'm very buff, so I'm doing at least 100 repetitions of each one. In fact, I'll just kind of drag this down because let's say every day I did 102 repetitions, or if you did 100 repetitions and then 101, and you wanted to increase your repetitions by 1 every day, you would just click on the 100 and then hold down shift, click on the second. So you have two cells highlighted, and they're going in order. So you have 100, 101. That lets Excel know that like you want to pretty much keep on counting. So with these two highlighted, if you go to the lower right hand corner until your cursor turns into like the crosshair or like a cross, hold down the left button on your mouse and drag that down. And that way your repetitions increase 1 for every day. So let's say at the end of it, week 26, that's good because it's kind of right in the middle of the year because there's 52 weeks in a year. Let's say we want to have a total. So over here, I'm just going to highlight all of these and we'll go back to home. And over here, let's see, there's a little total button here, or a little total design or style we can choose here. So over here, I'll write total. And then over here, I want to know the total amount of repetitions that I did during the entire 26 weeks. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and do equals and then sum. So that'll give me the sum. Oh, don't want to do sum if. We just want to do a regular sum. Nope. So I want the sum of all these. So I'm going to click on there and then hold down shift, and at the very last one, click on that so it highlights everything. And then let go of the shift button and hit enter, and it gives me a total. Let's see. So let's say I want to figure out what the average was. Like on average, how many repetitions did I do? I can just go over here and type in equals and then av, and it gives you the average here. So I will go ahead and choose all of those. I'm not going to choose the total because that's going to throw off my average. So I'm going to choose all the numbers just like I did with total and click enter. So on average, 112 and a half reps every day. So let's say I want to know a total pull exercises, and I want to know a total push, and then total leg day. All right, so I mean, you could just kind of click on here and see there's 12 of them. There's 12 different days, but if you want, well, you could do the same thing here where you can just highlight all this and it shows you did 112 or 1,220 or 1,266 repetitions. Or you could go over here, do equals, sum if, so we're telling it to add everything up given a certain criteria. So first thing we want to do is our range. Our range is going to be all these workout ones here. So I'm highlighting all those. And then comma. Next, it wants to know what the criteria is going to be. So my first criteria is pull exercises. So I'm just going to click on pull. You can click on any of the pull exercises, doesn't matter. So we're letting it know, look in this column, look for pull exercises, and then we're going to do comma, and then the sum range is all of these repetitions here, and we'll hit enter. And then it gives us the basically the same thing it did when we highlighted it, only this works out a lot better. Like, let's say you had a bunch more weeks to go, like you had week 27 to 52, and it was a really long Excel to where it didn't fit all on one screen and you had to scroll down. You could just do that. And you could also put these over here so you don't have to scroll down to the end. If you had a really long Excel, you could just put all this information over here. Let's see, copy, and I'll go ahead and paste all that over there. It messed up my formula, but you get the idea. Let me go forward a little bit. There we go. All right. We can do the same thing with the total push. We can do equals. We'll do a sum if. And okay, our range, still the same thing. We want it to look at all of these here. And then we'll do comma, and then our criteria. This time we only want it to look for push exercises. And then comma. Then what do we want it to total up? Any of these in here that have that criteria. And then we have 924. So to double check to make sure we did it right, we can just go over here, all the push exercises. It's kind of easy because they're all in order. They're all right here, and it's 924. And we see that that is correct right there. So last one is the leg. So pretty easy. Just like the other ones, we just do sum if, and we're going to highlight all of that because it wants to know where are we looking to find the criteria. And then it wants the criteria, legs, and then comma again. So between each of these, you're going to have a comma. It's pretty much set up like right down here. You have your range, basically where you're looking for the criteria, and then your criteria. You just click on whatever thing you're looking for. And then the sum range, which is everything you want added up based on that criteria. So let's see, we have our range, our criteria, and then we'll do our sum range, which is all these numbers, because you're just telling it the range. So you're telling it to look in all these numbers for that criteria. Let's see, so we'll go ahead and press enter. Oop, what did I mess up? Let's see, C2 to C27, that looks right. Oh, it's because I did 2 commas over here. I must have got carried away with commas. There's 2 commas there, so the formula wouldn't work. So I'll delete one of those, and then it should add it. So then to double check, we'll just highlight all the ones that are leg. And down here in the sum, we have 735. And that works out because we have 735 there. So that's just some ideas of some different things you can do if you're doing like a workout spreadsheet. You know, just some kind of different ideas and everything. If anyone ever has any ideas for a spreadsheet, please contact me, or any ideas for something they want to learn how to do on a spreadsheet, please contact me, and and I can make another video. Sorry, inhaled some dust. All right, cool. So aside from cat hair or dust that I'm inhaling, yeah, feel free to contact me if you have any ideas for any other Excel videos you'd like to see.